Hey, my name is Jack, and it is the last day before the launch of the last Epoch, Tombs of the Erased League, tomorrow. So I saved the best for last. This is my absolute favorite build in last Epoch. It is a Lich build using melee harvest and using Reaper form. Basically, the way this works, we scale a bit with intelligence, so we have some ward gain, but most importantly, we go for all the damage, Neko shred. Area is really nice for clear, base crit chance. This isn't being calculated by last epoch tools correctly, so you'll have to make the critical strike chance calculations yourself. I'll put the formula for that in the comments, but if you follow this guide, I calculated this myself. It's base crit chance of 14% times bracket 1 plus 636% close bracket. We hit like 103% crit chance together with this learned weakness node. And of course, symbol of loss, as we're using Bone Curse with Sigil of Mortality, pretty much cast Bone Curse against Mark for death, and which will do a lot more damage because this gives a really nice whopping -25 to all resistances. Then, of course, we hit from Winsbury because we do necrotic damage. Increased area is really nice. Some armor shred. Most importantly, we go over here and we get the bone armor. Bone armor gives you -8% less damage taken. We travel over here, get the kill threshold of 12%. And curse limbs, so we keep using bone curse on hit after direct cast. That is really nice. Of course, Reaper form, we are Reaper build. We go over here and take the crit multiplier, we are crit build. Take these nodes for increased damage and crit chance. The health loss on kill does not really matter that much because we have so much health leech. Attack speed, really nice here. And missiles of decay, this node is really important to reduce the amount of health drain we have from over time having Reaper form active. 1 point in source short for the armor per point of intelligence. Since we stack intelligence, we'll be using Death Seal as well, giving us more damage and less damage taken based on the percentile missing health we are missing while we are in Reaper form. So we go over here, we also get multiple, so we keep on pulsing. Death Wave does less damage, but this is still really nice for clear. We have more frequency and crit chance in this as well. And we gain armor per 10 missing health and stun avoidance per 10 missing health. We go all the way over here, help reduce on activation. We cap this at 33%. So we will always be missing 66% of our health, giving us a ton of less damage taken and damage bonus from Death Seal. Higher maximum duration of Death Seal and current health drain. This node is the most important. It prevents health loss from effects that continuously drain the percentage of your health. This does not apply to Reaper form, but applies to all of the other health drains, which is like in your tree and like in your Lich tree and stuff like that, right? So we only care about the health drain from Reaper form and only Reaper form, reducing the maximum health drain we take to basically keep Reaper form up a lot longer. Haste on release. Once in a while you release, and because you hit the maximum Death Seal duration, right? And 1 extra point in Wave of Death area for some extra clear, basically. We'll be using Aura of Decay, and we'll be converting Aura of Decay with Armor Bane to Armor Shred Chance. So we frequently apply Armor Shred plus extra armor, basically when getting enemies are in your area all the time, chance to get slowed. This one is really nice, Absence of Life. This does not count as health regeneration. This is a heal pulse, which is based on percentile health. So 8% of health, basically, once in a while, which is really nice. Ailment frequency, some self-poison chance. Once in a while, we have to toggle Aura of Decay if this gets too high, otherwise you get too much poison stacks on yourself. And down here, ailment duration for armor shred duration, basically. And those are the skills. Over the passive tree. Most importantly, many of mortality were an intelligence build. We try to get a lot of ward, right? So we use this to basically stack a lot of water ourselves. Forbidden knowledge for the necro resistance, and we go over here for water retention, necro and poison resistance. And these over here don't not really matter. You can put them in anything you want, basically. Except the Lich tree. We go for full intelligence, of course. We go down here for increased damage for traveling and increased necrotic damage full for traveling as well. Travel all the way over here, get the ward retention. Again, we don't take this because of Death Seal, so this is just straight up a damage increase, right? Very nice. Necrotic penetration, 24%, very good. Melee necrotic damage, extra base damage is always good. Then these three for critical strike chance, attack speed, critical strike chance, ward gained on crit, of course, very nice as well, as we always crit. And then clairvoyant insight for critical multiplier. We go over here, we get Aegis as Aesthetic for the damage leached as health on hit. Very important that you put 5 points into this, and 5 points in here for increased health leech, and another 5%, putting us at 11% with the inherent leech from Lich. And then we take this again. Again, we don't care about the health drain because of their seal, so we just get 20 intelligence from these nodes. Very good. Oh, sorry, I forgot. We have 5 points in the Necro Tree for Hunger. This gives you 10% increased attack speed, cast speed, and 10 health gained on hit, which is very nice. And it has a duration of 5 seconds. That is the passive tree. Let us go over the items. We're using 3 uniques. Death's Embrace, very good. 2-handed axe is a scythe, I would say. So what this does, it gives you harrying chains. When you use Harvard and hit at least one enemy, and when you hit 2 stacks of harrying chains, it consumes the stacks and gives you Grim Harvest. And that grants you 200% more melee damage and 100% increased area of effect, but it consumes mana and health, but that's fine, right? We don't care because we have so much mana and health, and like we don't. Harvest costs 0 mana anyways. It's normally a generator, right? So we do so much more damage and have such a big area. Like this unique is amazing for this build in every way. It also gives some critical strike multiplier, a huge amount. We can actually add additional critical strike multiplier on that and go for the increased melee attack speed T6 if you can hit T7. And it also gives reduced bonus damage taken or critical strikes, which we also get on the helmet. With this helmet, we pretty much just hit 100%. We'll be using Titan Heart as well. Reaper Form has an inherent like reduction on health regeneration, so we just ignore health regeneration and go for health leech fully instead. Most importantly, 50% less damage taken while wielding a 2-handed melee weapon. Very, very good. Try to hit the Reaper Form and the critical strike chance to reach 100% crit chance, as I said before. And the increased health and melee damage is very nice as well. Lastly, Ambition of Enraged Acolyte. This gets its legendary potential modifiers from Weaver's Will, basically. Try to get Harvest and Crit multiplier. Other than that, the reason why we're using this is because when a nearby enemy or ally dies, you gain ward equal to 2% to 4 to 6% of its maximum health. Basically, this way we generate a lot of ward by just killing enemies together with the ward we're already regenerating from the passive skill tree and Harvest itself. Also, there's 3 uniques. Show the hammer really quick again. So we just get crit, intelligence, reset intelligence, and just rest. 1 roll for reduced bonus damage taken on crit, which puts us at pretty much 100%. Health. Amulet, crit amulet with Necro Pen, increased crit, chance to apply shred, armor on hit, and health. That way we have some armor shred as well, plus the armor shred we get from Aura of Decay. So we don't just shred armor from Aura of Decay, we also have armor shred like inherently from attacking enemies as well. So some extra armor shred from attack speed, Ivory Ring for the necro resistance, crit, intelligence, 6 resistances, straightforward Ruby Ring, fire res, int, crit, and then resistance and health. If you finish with fixed resistances, very important on the belt that you get ward gained on potion use for the aim and cleanse, so you can aim and cleanse on using a potion. And then the necro damage is pretty much the best damage roll you can get on the belt. Spider Silk Sash for the poison cold resistance. And we'll be using Crusader Gauntlets for the Void Res. And here we have some extra melee damage leached as health. So that way we keep Reaper form up as much as possible. Other than that, fixed resistances, health int as always, in the boot, Solarium for the rest as well. And health, resistance, movement speed int. That is pretty much the equipment. Let's go over the idols. The best ones are these 4x1s. They give you increased damage while transformed, and most importantly, less damage over time taken. That is End Multiplier. And then the enchanted from the new league will be getting cooldown recovery speed of Reap, since we have Reaper form, we'll be getting Reap, right? Which will be like our movement skill basically to do some damage as well. And we have a chance to cast Harvest at 3 nearby enemies when we use Reap, which is really nice. So we'll be hitting like maximum 24% chance, but that's honestly fine considering the other modifiers that are on this thing. There's nothing really else that is better to go for. Maybe movement speed, increased damage if you rather want that instead. The other ones are not that good, honestly. And we hit these 1x3, 3x1. So I mean, we have bone armor, so we can get these armor granted by bone armor. Less health regen, we don't care about that since we don't have any health regen from this chest, right? So we straight up, it's not a downside. We'll just get less damage over time taken, and then crit ward decay threshold. This 1x3, less damage over time taken again, ward transformed, ward retention, and then Necropen, melee damage, Necropen, necro damage. That is pretty much straightforward, the idols. Blessings. We're crit build, so we go for critical strike multiplier. If you haven't hit 100%, you can go for Grand Winds of Oblivion instead. The rest of the stuff is not useful at all. Then increased necrotic damage. There's nothing really on here that you really need other than that. Of course, we're going for necrotic resistance shred plus the ones we have from Harvest. For some extra necrotic resistance shred. Increased armor to get some damage mitigation. And lastly, this one, you have like multiple choices. You can go for Grand Resonance of the Sea for ward per second. You can also go for Grand Intellect of Liath for chance to gain 30 ward when hit. We are melee build, so we'll probably be getting hit sometimes, right? Grand Grace of Water, ward gain on potion use is nice as well, on ward decay threshold. And the rest is really not that important. It's all lightning and freeze themed and mana. So let's look at this. We have like 475% critical multiplier. We have like 628 necrotic damage. Not sure if these actually putting in all the increased damage. I don't think he is. It's probably more like 900, 1000%. And the necrotic damage is also probably way higher than this. Let's see, Epoch Tools isn't calculating these things correctly, just like the crit chance. Again, it should be with this board like 100%, like over 100%, especially with these idols, like in chance, we're also giving crit chance, right? So this is probably correct, 120% around there, attack speed, and then we have, as I said, the armor shred, and which is also armor shred from RFDK, and the necrotic shred, which should be like 138%. We'll have 100% reduced bonus taken from crits, and somehow we managed to hit like almost 50% endurance for 455 health, 450 endurance health, endurance threshold. Most of the HP is coming from all the ward we're generating. It's hard to say how much ward you're generating when you're killing a lot of monsters. It like fluctuates a lot, but I'm guessing about 4,000 ward should be correct. So we're hitting like almost 10k HP. and actually a lot more damage over time taken from all these ones that we get from the idols, and again minus 50% from the chest. We do have like 340% ward retention. This used to be a lot higher in the 1.17 patch. They nerfed intelligence straight up. It now gives 2% ward retention. Personally, I think it's a slight over nerf. I think it should be 3% instead. But 300% is a good amount. Ward region is kind of nice to have to counteract like the downside of the ward going down after hitting over a threshold, right? So there's that. That is pretty much the build. By far, one of my favorite builds. And I can't wait to play it once again in the new league. I think it's going to be very fun. Everybody's looking forward to it after PoE flopped like a bit. But they're working on it. It's still in early access, right? So, see you in game. This is the last video I'll be uploading for now. These are just build theories and not actual build guides. I want to make actual build guides when I have actually played the builds and I can say how good they are. Different content like high corruption, uber bosses, and stuff like that. If you liked the video, leave a like, leave a subscribe. See you around.